Hey, shalom, shalom, saints. I'm here with this brother, and this brother, man, I'm telling you, heavy, heavy, heavy spiritually. And we're just having a conversation. So I'm going to let you guys just into our conversation. I'm going to put the phone down, and he and I will continue on talking. But the truth and the spirit and the joy and the peace and the love that is protruding from this brother. I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself, but I'm sort of getting y'all warmed up, giving y'all a high expectation. I know it's early in the morning there, so you guys probably will see this probably in a few hours from now, but it's going to be powerful when you hear the release of how this brother is talking. And with no further introduction, I'm going to let him come and introduce himself and sort of speak to the diaspora, because that's why we're here. We're here doing prayers and praying for the people in our in America and all of our people that's been in the diaspora, been scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth. And that's why we came up here to pray for our people, because we can see what's happening, what's going on. So I'm going to just lay the phone down here and sort of hear what we're talking about, and y'all can be sort of in on our conversation. Bless you, brother.
Oh, blessings to you too, bro. Greetings, my people. It's, again, an honor and a privilege to be here with our people and to share some of these precious moments.
Yes, line it up with your face.
Okay, we're in line. I think we're good.
Pretty good? Okay.
Yeah, so my name is Ammi, also known as the Veggieman. I'm an organic agriculture consultant and also the organic ambassador in the field of music, bringing redemptive music to our people.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Give them your YouTube page too, man.
YouTube page is Ammi the Veggieman. Instagram, Twitter and whatnot, it's Ammi Veggieman. That's Ammi A-M-M-I, Veggieman, V-E-G-G-I-E-M-A-N.
Hallelujah. He was just giving me the history of Kenya, and he was talking about Kenya and the history of it, and actually what was found and what was discovered here. And we were talking a little bit about how the Father will sustain you and keep you here. And we were talking about the great disconnect that goes on in with our people in America and with actually the servants that are here on the continent. So I want Veggieman, our brother here, to sort of pick up from where we left off.
Again, it's a great privilege, and Pastor, it's a blessing having you.
Hallelujah.
I was just expressing that we have been here, we're working, and we have not only come home to just any part of Africa, we have come home to Kenya, which in Hebrew is the nest of Yah, and understanding this is the nest of God. We have been nourished, we continue to appreciate and to manifest those blessings that were promised, and we've seen that the Creator himself is keeping his promises. And as we continue to work and to feel, there's something about this feeling of being an instrument of the Creator and being able to do his will and to continue to build on his behalf. So when, brothers like you and the rest of our people come here, when you come home, it makes the work complete, because it's almost like you're working in vain, preparing a place that you can be, and you're not come to that place to be, come and enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
And in sincerity, forget about the crazy talks about Africa and all of that. When people say that Africa is underdeveloped, yeah, there's some places in Africa that's underdeveloped. Nairobi's first world. All the conveniences you can think of in any first world countries here. And there are quite a number of countries like this. Then and cities around Africa like this. But for those instances where I hear people say that it has been underdeveloped, we say that it has been preserved by the Creator for the right minds to come and develop it. And one thing I've always said, and I've said more recently in a few conferences, is that Africa has been in the back chasing the rest of the world, chasing after the Western world, which have done so much damage and caused so much catastrophe.
Yes, sir.
That you had to find a lot of solutions. They created a lot of solutions out of doing foolishness. So Africa has been in the back, chasing to continue to develop itself after a Western model, when it has been preserved. And Africa, the way Africa has done things for centuries and even millions of years,
yes, sir,
has been in a sustainable manner. So now we are chasing the West. Trying to catch up with a world that's gone wrong. So I continue to say, all Africa needs to do is turn around. If it turns around, it's in the lead. The breadbasket of the world, the greatest social, cultural, developments that the world has ever seen. Developed so much of what we know in the modern world as, modern medicine and all of that. There were natural ways of doing all of this that you experience in Africa. Personally, I was hit by a car back in, by a Land Cruiser, in fact, back in 2003. And all of this was gone.
Wow.
My face was completely gone and destroyed. What you see here is herbal. These are all herbal and bush medicine and roots and tree bark that brought my face back to normal.
Powerful.
So, I'm a testimony. I'm a living testimony. I've already gone through some of the worst things that they say can happen to a person on the continent. And I'm a living testimony that once you stay aligned and keep on living in natural cycles, that everything turns around completely. And our people who have been going in one direction as a people,
yes,
we have been going in the wrong direction. So as we continue to go in that direction, we suffer the consequences. Judgment, in a definition that you might not have heard before, corresponding responses. The corresponding responses are what we are reaping everywhere on the planet. So as a people turning around, turning back to the Creator, these corresponding responses will turn from curses to blessings because we change in direction now.
Hallelujah.
We change in social directions, we change in cultural directions, and we moving away from the former curses that seem to have been cast on us to begin to inherit the blessings because we're doing something else.
Hallelujah.
We're changing everything, not just our diet and our clothes, we're changing our mindset.
Yes, yes.
We have to change our mindsets. That it's one thing to change geographical location, but it's another thing to change spiritual location to the upper level.
Hallelujah.
So when you change your spiritual location and
yes,
you begin to tap into these blessings, that the only way we can properly define them is when we listen to read the scriptures, like it says, you are gods, but you will die like men, you sons and daughters of the Most High.
Yes.
It's because our people have been doing the things that normal people do. What I don't have to go into all of it, but you can think of it from pornography all the way down.
Yes, yes.
You think of the lifestyle and the things we have done, what the media promotes, contrary to returning to living in harmony with nature. Hallelujah. And go ahead, Pastor.
I was saying, you talked about how a lot of times, so they can see me. A lot of times, we talk a little bit about the things that you said, like the mindset of the people and being in harmony with nature and being in harmony with the things around us. How long have you been here in Kenya?
I've been in Kenya 7 years.
You've been here 7 years. Out of the 7 years of you being here, go through the process of elevation in your mind where you were a certain way when you first came, but there was this process that you went through. Explain a little bit about your process of okay, you're here in this place. Now what's next? Now you made that decision to come. Now what? Go through that for us real quick.
Well, if I could go back a little bit
yes,
to my early days in traveling, first meeting the community, then going to Israel,
yes,
and also living in Ghana, because I grew up thinking that Africa was a place where people were running around with spades.
Yes.
First of all, you see spades and bows and arrows and people running naked. Yes. And at some point, you think so many of our people still believe that. That's all there is to Africa. Come on, wake up. These are the most intelligent people on the planet.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Most Africans speak at least 3-4 languages, meaning that the mind has the ability to do so much more.
Yes, sir.
But my personal experience, and first of all, stepping into the continent, I felt one of my biggest, the most monumental experiences I can say, apart from when I first went to Israel, was going into Uganda. And this region, as we know, is the region of the oldest bones in the planet that they found, which means that these are some of the lands that early humanity traveled. So stepping in, when I went into Uganda, I felt as if it was a mother embracing me. The energy was like a mother's embrace. I felt like something holding me. That's how I felt, like a real solid, strong embrace. And that's where I wrote the song Africa Is My Home, which is that was my third album, first recorded in Kenya. But the processes and the evolution going through and meeting the people, when you hear them talking about the Kikuyus or pray to trees or the Kambas pray to mountains or vice versa and all of that, you said these were God's people. And if God's people, they're going to connect the trees, mountain, and something of real substance. So, why should I pray before building or a car or, whatever you decide to call the building? why not embrace a tree? Why not?
Yes.
Why not be on the mountaintop?
Right.
You know, why not get into these natural environments and these places where you could feel the energies of the Creator?
Yes.
So coming and learning Kikuyu culture, Kamba culture, my Maasai culture, and the Kalenjin, the Lua, the Luya, you name it. There's so many tribes here, about 52 tribes, and learning having experience in the hospitality from each of these cultures, I feel such a solemn embrace. It's an hospitality and a warm family. It's a family feel that you don't feel it in the West anymore.
Yeah.
You don't get that type of love in the West anymore. I mean, they say that love wax cold, but I found that it wax cold in our people who were misplaced. When you find yourself back in the right place, coming back home, coming back to the continent, then it's a whole different experience. What you feel here is, words cannot explain it, Pastor.
Yes.
Words cannot express it. And even myself driving past the great the Rift Valley, and learning the Rift Valley.
And that was powerful too, man.
The Rift Valley runs from Mozambique all the way up to Libya, I think, approximately. And in Israel, they call it the Great Crater, so you find it having different names along the way, but it's the same Rift Valley.
Powerful.
Yes, sir. I mean,
you was talking about something with Moses lifting his hand.
Yeah, I mean, they said that this Rift Valley was formed when Moses raised his hand and parted the seas. It literally ran a crack through the earth, and that's where Pharaoh, the enemy, were consumed. You know, so when we think of our people and the connection that we had to the Creator, the connection that we had to the earth, the universal principles that govern this earth, that governs our creation, when we begin to find ourselves beginning to move back into harmony with the environment, with nature, there is something that happens that you get a better understanding of, except that you sell everything or give away everything. It's not always a physical giving away of everything that you own, but more so disconnecting. Because we're so connected to these things, through our cars, our houses, our phones, our computers. We're so connected to those things, that the things that enhance life or promote life, I would call it universal truths. Yeah. The universal truths are almost, they don't have any real value anymore. And you wonder why things are going wrong. You wonder why things are not going right, because we have connected to substance, to things, and those things became like other gods. So those are the things you work for. In Hebrew, the word to worship is not to pray, but to worship is avodah. Avodah is to work for, to toil for, to labor for. Yes. So the person who works for Yah in spirit and truth will have more value placed on human life than the vehicle that they drive or the house that they're going to build for your children to inherit, because you want to leave them something. I say leave them some knowledge. Yes. Give your children some truth. Your child can gamble your $2 billion inheritance overnight. Yes. But if you teach the child in the way that he should go, so he should not depart from it. If you give him truth, put the right substance in his mind, you can leave him with no money and proper knowledge. What he will do will continue to express and continue to give life to people and continue to, multiply the truths, which is the biggest gift you could give to your child. Yeah. So being in Africa and the job, it's a big work, by the way. I'm saying this, but it's a job because our people on the continent have also been deceived as much as we have in the West. You talk about years of invasions and manipulation and plundering, destroying, raping, robbing, stealing, killing. A lot has been done to the continent. Yes. And one of the biggest resources that were taken from the continent is you. You were one of the biggest resources. The biggest treasure that was taken from Africa is you. The kings and queens, the strength of Africa that was taken to weaken it so that they could rob it. Bind the strong man so that you can rob the house. It was you who were taken. Powerful. So just want you to know that you're what's missing. So we're here, I'm here, we're working for you. Hallelujah. So, whenever you do decide that this is the place you want to be, as much as we can, anything we can do in our power to make it, to cushion it. It's not always an easy transition, leaving from a world of super convenience to a world where everything is not always as convenient. Yes. But the blessing is that we are creators. So our job is to create. Hallelujah. So we're going to continue to create.
Now, wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that worth listening to the first thing this morning when you wake up? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. My brother. Whoa. Rich, he's saying the greatest treasure was you that they took away.
Yep.
Just let that marinate all day. That's why we wrote the song. You are royalty, royalty,
Yep.
chosen people, holy nation. So we're going to say Shabbat Shalom from Kenya.
Shalom, shalom, my people. And I must say this to you. When you return, then the wealth of Africa begins to return. And we turn things around together.
Hallelujah.
So we're doing this. Blessed to have you.
Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom, saints. Peace and blessings to you. Have a great and wonderful rest of your day. Shalom, shalom.